starting late, but if I can have all colored belts, please line up over on the white line, over here on that side, and all black belts, take over the center, please. All right, at this time, if I can have everybody please stand, remove your hats, and face the flag for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. Spectators, you can be seated. All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. We're going to have a great competition today. I want to say thank you to the black belts. If your instructor's here and helping, make sure to thank them afterwards for coming not only to support you, but to support the tournament and help it run smooth and fair. If your instructor's not here, please make sure to invite them next time so that we can continue to have great tournaments. And especially at the next larger one, we're hoping to have 5 judges at each ring. So really hoping for more black belts at that one coming up. I want to talk about the upcoming events. Turns out I forgot to mention Mr. Ramels back in September, so I'm going to mention his first. That's on April 22nd in Rockford, Ohio. It's a cancer benefit Stone Tiger Challenge. 430 competitors last year. We have a new plan to make it run even quicker, and it's just a great time. They have vendors, and you can't forget about the cupcakes. Gotta have the cupcakes. So April 22nd. The next tournament we're holding is going to be on November 19th. That's in 2 weeks. A lot of times people say, oh, can we do breaking at your tournament? Can we do Chambara? Other tournaments do Chambara. We can do Chambara, but it's going to take another hour, hour and a half. And not everybody wants to hang out for another hour, an hour and a half. So we make a special tournament just for fun of swords and boards where students, do any of you guys like Chambara, that foam sword fighting? All right, some of you do. Anybody like breaking boards? Is anybody creative and can make up your own form? Maybe your own weapon, whether it's
a phone.
A phone is a good one. My example that I like to use is say you're eating your pancakes in the morning, and mom or dad's getting ready, and somebody breaks in to take your video games, and all you have is a fork and a knife. Are you going to let them take your video games? No. You're going to use your fork and knife and defend your video games. And then synchronized forms as well. So pair up with 2 or 3 people and make a group for synchronized forms. Then the next is January 7th. We came up with an idea for those that don't know, there's other circuits in Indiana. We hold 8 normal tournaments. The TKA out of the Muncie area holds around 11 tournaments. And then the PKC out of the Kokomo area will hold 6 to 8 tournaments. And at the end of every year, for the last however long, the PKC says, oh, here's our Indiana champion. TKA says, here's our Indiana champion. And we say, oh, here's our Indiana champion. Why don't we come together and make one official Indiana champion? So what we're doing is we're inviting the PKC and the TKA and the USAMA champions, the first place winners, to an evening tournament right back here. It's going to be at 6 p.m. on January 7th. Now, in the point circuit, a lot of times it's kind of a numbers game. So the more tournaments you go to, even if you get 3rd place at 8 tournaments, you're going to end up with more points than the person that wins 1st place at 2 tournaments. So it's kind of a numbers game when you're doing a point circuit. So for anybody that wins 2nd through 5th place in any of those circuits, you can come and battle here for your chance to compete for the state championship that evening. So say you get 3rd place in weapons, 2nd place in forms, and 1st place in sparring. Well, your 1st place, you got to buy into the evening round. So you won't spar during the morning, but you can do your forms and weapons. during the morning to battle in for that state championship. We got our plaques. What happens when you win in high school? You get these nice big Indiana-style plaques. So that's what these are going to be. And then it'll have the division, 35 to 49 men black belt forms, 2022. I've already got mine. Yeah, all right, Ron collected. That's it. All right. That's the joke of the day. Wasn't that good? That's okay. I can take a hand. I can take a hand. All right, so I wanted to talk about the tournaments and then move into the rules. But I want to, because sometimes, can you believe people zone out and quit listening to me?
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So we have some new competitors, so we want to make sure to go over all the rules so everybody knows what's expected. We're going to start with forms. You see the rings are labeled. I think I did the math and we'll be able to have enough judges for each ring. Otherwise, we'll run our junior black belts through first and then get our 15, 16, and 17-year-old junior black belts to help judge. They judge in class, so they've been practicing, they know what they're doing. What they're looking for, judges are always looking for consistency. I don't run every form that everybody runs. I don't know every form that everybody runs. But I know that if your hand's on your belt for 19 of the techniques, and on the 20th technique you're tired, you got lazy, and you let your backhand drag, I know that's not right. I know if all of your toes are facing the front, and you get to your key up or key IL, and you go, hey, and you drag your back foot, I know that's not right. If you look up to the ceiling because you think the next move is written up there somewhere because you forgot what it was, I know that that's not part of your form to look up at the ceiling. If you look at mom because she's recording you and you zone out for a second, I know that's not right. That's not part of the form. So they're looking for consistency with your techniques, ring presence, focus, and practicality with the techniques. So a high punch won't go way up here. It won't go in front of your, or center punch won't go in front of your shoulder. I used an example of some of our students run nunchucks and they swing way over here. Well, that just missed the person that was standing in front of them. So they're looking for practicality within the techniques. Weapons, they're going to be looking for that same stuff, just as I mentioned there. So stances, now you're manipulating the weapon. If you use we didn't talk about it today, but in our bow form that we run, our basic bow form, you don't let go of the weapon at all. You don't let go of the weapon at all. But our basic nunchuck form, you let go of that 16 times and have to catch it. So that's a higher difficulty level because of the letting go and catching it. Or if you're using commas and you're manipulating, you're using the size and you're manipulating, it makes it a more difficult form to run. And you're going to be judged accordingly. So they'll be keeping that in mind. If you drop your bow or ask to start over from doing any of that, forms or weapons, you're getting a second chance where the other people only got one chance. So if you get a second chance, you won't win against somebody that did it all on their first try. So let's do our best. The judges don't know your form. If you do a high punch instead of a center punch, if you do a low block instead of a high block, just keep going. Just keep going. For sparring, we go to 5 points or a 3-point differential, 3-0, 4-1, or first to 5 within a 2-minute running clock. The targets are groin to the head, no face. Groin is a target. Guys, boys, you should be wearing a cup. The face shield is considered part of the face. Now, some of the face shields wrap around to the side. If you get hit in the side, but it touches your face shield, then it's a point. What did we talk about? Eyes, nose, mouth, chin, and cheekbones, that's the part of the face. That's the part that counts as the face. The forehead is a point. So a lot of face masks come up and cover the forehead. If you get hit in the forehead, I know you're going to say, oh, they got me on the face mask, it's a point to me, or it's a warning. Not if they're hitting you in a target area if you have a large face mask. We use the 3-foot in rule. If you have 1 foot out, a lot of times on the mats we don't worry about it because people don't go out of bounds too often, but If you have one foot out, you can score on them and they can score on you. Once you lift this foot, you have no contact with part of the ring and you are out. So we'll bring you back to center, warning, and then point. You can grab with the intent to score. If they keep blocking their head, you can reach out and grab that block, boom, and then you get them. You can do that, but you can't grab their arm and drag them around the ring. Nothing like that. If the competitor falls down, the center judge is going to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. The person down can score up, the person up can score down. Parents, we already talked about this with the black belts, but parents and spectators, cheering is encouraged. Go Timmy, go Susie. Not, hey Timmy, you got hit in the head 2 times already. Guess where he's going to hit you again? Maybe you should block your head. Get your hands up, get your hands up. We want to see what the student can do. If the student realizes, hey, I just got hit in the head twice, maybe I should start blocking my head, then that's good. If they don't, we have something to work on for the next few weeks. Let's start blocking our head during sparring. What? Sweeping, boot to boot sweep. So boot to boot sweep, that's front leg only, not the base leg. You can't catch their leg and then sweep their supporting leg. You can sweep their front leg just by sweeping it boot to boot. Not boot to leg, not boot to knee, boot to boot. So you can kick at their boot. You don't get a point for the sweep. If they fall down, you don't get a point. The purpose of that boot to boot sweep is to make them off balance, make them have to worry about themselves more, and then you follow it up and score a point. Person falls down, 3 seconds. Don't kick their head like a soccer ball. Use control. You can kick, you can punch. The person down can kick and punch up using control. All right. Let's have a great day. Everybody, attention. And bow. All right, with that, let's report to our rings. Let the tournament begin.